North Cotswold Way, 5 miles with the dogs. The rain's come, but I hope it's going to be a good one. Lots of puddles, probably lots of mud. And I hope that some of you might decide to do this as well. Let me know in the comments if you do. This is our starting point. You might recognise it from the last video. And we are going to head up this bridle way. Danny's already heading up the bridle way. And then we're going to rejoin the North Cotswold Diamond Way up here somewhere. Let's go. Snowdrops. Right, little junction to pass. We're going to go left. This is actually the way that we came back when we did our last walk. Woohoo! Muddy, muddy. Danny, this way. Oh, don't know if the microphone's going to pick up the wind. I left home this morning and it was sunny. Then it rained on the way here. Rain has just stopped, sort of, since we got out of the car. But once again, it's all a bit grey and murky. I think once the weather dries up a bit, there will definitely be cattle turned out in these fields that we're walking across. So just a heads up if you're maybe walking with dogs or if you're worried about cattle. And I'm sure because there's a footpath and bridle path running straight through the fields that the farmers are probably going to put quite sensible cattle out. And we're still retracing the steps from our last walk to get us back to the point of the where we can rejoin the Diamond Way. So there is another path that goes that way, but we are just cutting diagonally sort of across the edge of this woods and across another open field on the other side. So we haven't picked up the Diamond Way yet. If we'd followed the red line, that would have actually put us back on the Diamond Way, but never mind. But we're still on the bridle path. Actually, I was talking rubbish about not being on the Diamond Way. The Diamond Way is only marked in one direction. So actually we're just re-walking part of the Diamond Way that we walked last time. So yeah, that's a bit odd that this walk technically doesn't seem to cover any more of the Diamond Way than we walked last time. But never mind, it still looks like it's going to be an interesting walk. So I'm going to double check the Long Distance Walkers Association map of the main North Cotswold Diamond Way route when I get back to sort of work out this little bit where I'm not quite sure how we're retracing our steps, because I know that this bit of the Diamond Way that we're on will keep going until we get to a sort of minor road where we'll then leave the Diamond Way again. So I'll work it out and I'll probably put some sort of illustration on a map on the screen. But hopefully you can see behind me, we're lovely and high up. Let's just show you a loop round. So actually underfoot it's been lovely and dry, because we're quite high up. So this is a marker post where last time we went that way, the route we've just walked down. having come uphill from where those barns are. And then this time we are travelling straight on, which, according to the Ramblers guidebook, still has me on the Diamond Way. As I said, I'm going to double check. So before I put this video up, I'll double check which bits are the Diamond Way and which bits aren't, for anyone who's planning to just walk the Diamond Way in one go in its entirety. Ooh, a little bit slippy here, slightly more muddy. Only a little bit though. So obviously, being a bridle path, this is pretty well marked. There are sort of some sheep around and about, hence why I'm keeping Danny on his lead, which is definitely stretching my arms. I think this is actually a farm road that we're joining. I think it's a Ford Hill Farm down there. We're carrying on straight up here to eventually join a little B road known as Buckle Street. I don't know if there'll be any traffic on here, but just in case, because obviously there's a car parked up there, I'm going to keep Danny on his lead. All that lovely stubble that he could be hunting in. So for those of you that are into your racing, I believe that just coming up, and I think we might walk past the entrance to it, is John Joe O'Neill's training yard at Jackdaw Castle. So I'm wondering actually if some of his racehorses come down this track and down onto the bridle path as part of their fitness work. So I don't know if we're able to see anything from the road, but he is a very famous trainer and it'll be interesting to sort of see his setup as we go past. So this is Buckle Street that we're going to turn left along. The Diamond Way carries on straight across. So we're going to leave the Diamond Way at this point. Obviously put Bailey on his lead, put Danny on a short lead. I hope it's not going to be too busy, or at least there's a decent verge to walk on. Danny, come here. So this is Jackdaw's Castle, the famous racing setup. Very impressive big gates there. And, interestingly, we're going past the Gloucestershire Way. So obviously if you go left, that would take you back to where we were earlier. So we've walked down Buckle Street and we're about to turn left into the Trafalgar Estate. And there's a footpath sign there. It's a shame this microphone can't pick up birdsong, because in those woods there, lots of birdsong. I'm really glad to be out walking again. I've not been out for a few weeks because I've been trying different avenues for Bailey's arthritis, and also the weather, quite frankly, has been dire. Danny, come here. So I can't say how nice it is to be back out walking, even though, you know, it's grey and it's gloomy and there was rain earlier. It's so good to be back out. It started drizzling again. It's not cold, it's not getting a bit warm in my jacket, but as you can see, sort of mizzly drizzly. Lovely old farmyard. Really lovely. Oh, and the footpath takes us straight through the middle of it. Danny, stop pulling. Come on, mate. Good boy, Bailey. Now, this is all part of the Trafalgar estate. That's a lovely Cotswold property as you come round the corner, following the footpath, staying on this farm track. Lovely fencing as well. So still walking past that house, and then here, this farm gate wasn't open. We'd obviously go through that little side gate, and we're coming off the farm track and sort of heading, it looks like heading downhill and then picking up that track in the sort of bottom of the valley. So we're sort of in the little sort of valley. We'll just drop down on a farm track and then we're just following the tractor tracks. And we've walked through the valley bottom, and then we're going through this gate. Now, I can hear that there are ducks in the pond, so I'm going to keep this little one, who was trying to tow me over to the ducks, on his lead for now. Come here, you. Oh yeah, there they are. Oh, blimey. It's muddy and I've got a small spaniel trying to tow me around. That's quite a pond, isn't it? Maybe it's even a swimming pool. Are you looking at the ducks? You can't chase the ducks. No. Danny, wait. I did let Danny off for a bit into this woodland scrub, and he was off, pheasant putting up. So, back on the lead for little dogs that don't come back when they're told to. He has actually started training at a local gun dog school, not because I'm planning on working him, but it's important to have a breed specific trainer to help. And he's really good in some ways and not so good in others. I think that's a bit tall for you, mate. Nice bit of open field. And then following the footpath sign, sort of diagonally across, I guess. I don't know if it's picking up the views that I can see. It's nice, I've barely seen anybody. Ah, looks like that's where we're heading. I think that is a footpath sign over there on that gate. We'll find out when we get to it. Yep, skirting just around the edge of this wooded area. We're heading for that gate over there. So we come across the field and then we're going to go right along this wall. And I guess we're heading for that woodland down there. So basically, walking around the edge of this field, and we're going to sort of follow the track. Danny, wait! Around there, past those barns and sort of past the farm, I think. So there were quite a few cows in there who presumably are out in these fields in the summer months. And now the sun's coming out. Straight across that way somewhere. There we go, made our way across the field. Through this gate, which Danny has already let himself through. Now, how are we going to do this, Danny? Because your lead is here. Clever clogs? I've just seen a muntjac run across the path in front of us. It's a good job I had Danny on the lead because he would have been off. And we are almost back on the road. And then it's a short walk back to where I parked the car. Come on, Danny, get out of the undergrowth. So this is a bit along the road. Was okay, but not ideal. But the rest of it has been lovely. And actually, if you want to do this as a winter walk, it has been remarkably good. Sorry, Danny. It's been remarkably good going underfoot. Not much mud really at all. And we've had a lot of rain recently. So it's, on the whole, well drained. Lovely views. Be a lovely walk in spring. And I really hope you give it a go. GPX file will be in the description as usual. Here we are, back. Little road, and the car is parked just down there.